Let's go. Let's get her done. In my left hand, I have my glass of apple juice, and in my right hand, I have my orange raspberry flavored vape. It's time to game. Are you gamers ready? This is Todd, and this is the Nothingcast. I just got my beard trimmed, so I'm feeling fresh. Feel like a weight has been lifted off of my face. I can breathe clearly now, the beard is gone. A lot of people like to say that, spring water, it's, it's the cleanest water ever. There's literally nothing wrong with spring water. It's free from things that'll make you sick and kill you. No, that is not the case. It is a spring. It is in the middle of the woods. The reason I bring this up is because on my way home from work, I see these people go, and there's this tube that, spring water comes out of, and they always fill up gallon jugs with it, and I'm just thinking they're like, you should really be, purifying that shit. Like, yeah, you're probably not going to be getting pesticides and pollution in it, but, it's in the middle of the woods. It's still going to have, bacteria and brain-eating amoeba in it. That, what are you thinking? Oh, yeah, it's pure water. It's clean water. Bears don't shit in it or anything. I don't know. It's not like a bear shitting in it. Yeah, I just think it's a little silly, in these times where literally everything will give you cancer. You should probably be purifying your water regardless of where you get it from. I mentioned a couple episodes ago, I had a buddy who had to get his stomach pumped because he drank from a creek. Motherfucker drank a frog, dude. He had a frog in his throat to the next level, dude. He had a frog in his colon. A salamander in his bladder. Bro woke up one morning as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Hasn't been changed back since. I desperately need to figure out a situation, not a situation, but I need to figure out what I'm going to do about air conditioning or a fan when I'm recording. I just need a little silent fan because I am smoking. I am smoking. It's just getting really hot, and it doesn't help that I'm a disgusting hairy ape. I went skinny dipping once, and I got mistaken for Sasquatch. A balding, homeless Sasquatch. Just real embarrassing, like. The recording room also just desperately needs to be cleaned. I mean, it's just really, it's kind of cluttered at the moment. Just a lot of piss and shit in here. When I let Peanut in here, when I let Peanut in here, she'll just bring a bunch of random shit in here, like socks and her toys, and it just sort of, man, this is really looking like a dump. I'm kind of glad I don't have a camera set up, because if I did, I'd be a little embarrassed. I'd be a little embarrassed of all crap. That's just needs to be done, and I'm just not doing it. But you know what? That's fine. Tomorrow is another day. When I was in elementary school, there was this project we had. It was like fucking something about penguins or something. But uh, this was in like second grade, and the project was like, draw a picture of your favorite penguin. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna draw the little blue fairy penguin, which is real. I need to stress that it is a real thing. This will be important. But I drew that and I turned it in, and I was really happy with it. And I got it back, and I had gotten a 0 on the project because the teacher, the fucking bitch, said that it wasn't a real thing. And I mean, listen, I was a little brat. I might have threw a bit of a shit fit. But yeah, I threw a monumental man, just a giant tantrum. And eventually she looked it up and she was like, oh yeah, that's real. So, yeah, don't question me. Don't say that I'm lying. Why would I lie about that on a project? Like, yes, I lie a lot. I make up a bunch of stupid shit because it makes me laugh. I was in second grade. Why would I make up a penguin? Also, as a matter of fact, maybe you should do your own fucking research. How about that? Huh? Maybe if you're gonna assign a project that requires knowledge about penguins, maybe you should educate yourself. Okay? This small child is a liar. Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah, but that really stuck with me. The same teacher also tried to give me like detention like 5 times. Like I said, I was a little brat. But I don't know if, detention would have fixed that. I tried to keep my nose as clean as I could in school, but, sometimes it's just unavoidable. Sometimes you're just gonna get into a little bit of shit. Sometimes you're gonna get a little bit of it on your shoe and you're gonna be like, oh, what's this? I'm just gonna scrape it off here on the ground. Just scrape it off on the carpet. It's gonna happen. It's unavoidable. No one is perfect. Especially me. And the teacher who said I lied about a fucking penguin gave me a 0. I do still hold a grudge about that, if you can't already tell. I am a very petty man. It is now official. We have a brand new pope. I don't really... How do they choose a new pope? Is it just like a lottery sort of thing? Do they vote for it? I don't understand. I kind of want it to be something super complex. Like you have to do 40 Hail Marys, eat 2 bags of dog food, and deliver the light the fire at the Olympics. Something super complex like that. I think that is how you should become the Pope. I think it needs to be Okay, this is really bothering me. How does someone become a pope? That must be. Oh, it's an election. Boo! Boo! Boo elections. Boo! Oh, that's. And then I'm gonna vote for the pope. I'm gonna vote for it. That's boring. Everyone else votes. Why can't it be something else? I think the Pope should have to slay something. I think he should have to fight an elephant with a wooden baseball bat, you know? He has to be worthy. It doesn't matter what people want. It matters what the is he worthy or not, you know? He should have to do I just like almost cut my there's a pair of scissors in here and I almost cut my hand open. I hit my mic. No. I'm on a roll today. I am on a roll. What was I saying? Something about the Pope. Yeah, I think the Pope should have to do the hot ones challenge, you know? Eat a bunch of hot wings. And if he can keep his composure, that proves his saintliness. And then he can be the Pope. I think it needs to be something special because just voting seems a little. I think there should have to be challenges he needs to complete in order to become the Pope. And I'm not talking about like, oh, you know, you need to be a part of this group for over a decade. No. I'm talking X Games style challenges. Fear factor. Have him eat a live tarantula. That would be crazy to watch. I mean, like on Fear Factor, it's whatever, but having the Pope eat a tarantula, dude, that would almost be as crazy as the Pope playing Undertale. I do genuinely wonder if the Pope ever actually played the copy of Undertale that Matt Pat gave him. I highly doubt it, but I still think that is one of the craziest things. Don't let YouTubers meet the Pope. Why? Because it wasn't just Matt Pat who met the Pope. It was like a whole gaggle of internet people, and they're just like, "Oh, we're gonna bring gifts." Like one guy gave him a surfboard. Yeah, because you know. Actually, you know what? If we're going off of this, Pope X game sort of thing, a surfboard, that's more than necessary. I don't know. I I I give Matt Pat a lot of credit. A lot of people gave him shit during the Undertale days, and I think it wasn't necessary. But I cannot defend him for giving the Pope Undertale. I I just think that would be too scary for the Pope. He sees the little flower and he fucking ceases to be, dude. He clutches in his chest and says, "Ah!" You can't be letting the Pope play video games. Can't be letting the Pope play Pokemon. Religious groups already hated Pokemon. You think he's gonna like seeing Pikachu, dude? He'll have a fit. He'll have a fit. It's interesting. I learned recently, very recently, this is a fun factoid I didn't know. A fun factoid. Axolotls are in a constant state of being juvenile. Like, they are never fully grown. Like, it takes special conditions, like, that scientists put them through for them to actually become, like, an adult. And when they are adult, they just look like a regular salamander. Very odd animal. It makes you question what is the what the hell is going on? What makes axolotls so special that they can just exist like that? Exist in a state of, I guess, sort of prepubescence is the best way to describe it. Very odd animals. Very cool, though. When I went to Shavers Creek, they didn't have an axolotl, but they had a hellbender. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with hellbender, but it's basically a big old salamander. Not the biggest salamander, but they get pretty massive, like the size of an I don't know, a small baby. But hellbenders are the third largest salamander. The other two, I forget which one's bigger, but you got the Chinese giant salamander, and then you got the Japanese giant salamander, and they get freaking massive. I mean, dog-sized, golden retriever-sized salamander. It's just a crazy, incredible animals, man. Crazy animals. I would definitely like to see a giant salamander before I turn old. Before I turn old and gray, I would like to see a lot of different animals. I just like to hang out with animals, not even, just sort of be in the presence of an animal like that, Just crazy animal, man. I just looked it up. Apparently, the Japanese giant salamander is the second largest, and then the Chinese giant salamander is the official largest salamander. And I mean, if you just look up pictures of these things, you can see they're freaking just massive animals, man. Crazy. I've been meaning to get into some cooking, just not really a good, maybe a good cook. And I have a lot of food I like, I need to stop eating this junk and actually, make it, put in that work, that effort. But, cooking for yourself is just, it can be a pain. Then you gotta clean up after yourself. Like, you'll do it, but it's just like, can you do it all the time? But I want to get into cooking, and I'm thinking maybe that'll be something I can put up on the channel. Maybe I can put that up on the channel. I've been throwing around some ideas in my head. Maybe do some videos where I just try different things. Maybe do a little mukbang. I have some ideas, and I'm gonna be looking into. I know I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before. I've been saying I've been thinking about stuff, and I need to start putting those thoughts into action. And I think one of those actions is gonna be making some videos, making some content, baby. But yeah, I want to do a mukbang. That's definitely going to happen at some point. It's probably going to be miserable, but I got some stuff I'm going to order. I'm going to put in an order for a couple things. Going to buy some stuff, some equipment. We're going to get a little cameraman. I have a guy planned for that. Can't wait for you to meet him. Goofy little oddball character. My little goblin helper. That's what we're gonna call him. My little goblin helper. So I am excited to get him involved and get him on board because he's gonna help me out quite a bit. Gonna help me out quite a bit in making a fool of myself. Because I think it's important for people to make fools of themselves. Not to the degree that some people do, but just like, it's okay to make fun of yourself. It's okay to laugh when you screw up. Not when you screw up badly, but say you stumble on your words like I do literally all the time. It's okay to make fun of that. It's okay to make fun of me for that, I think it's okay to make fun of someone nicely, If they're cool with it, then it's cool with you. But yeah, I got some ideas. Man. I opened up some Pokemon cards earlier. I got a nice new binder for my cards. I fucking love that shit. I've been getting into the site TCG Player. Got some cool stuff on it. They don't just deal in Pokemon cards, they deal in basically everything. Magic the Gathering. Got a lot of One Piece cards on there. I freaking love that. I'm into that. I just ordered some fucking packs off of there, man. Oh boy. Oh boy. The sun is coming out. There's a window in here. I know a lot of people are upset with windows right now, but I got a window in here and I'm looking outside and I'm seeing the sun and it's giving me a big high five, man. It's waving, it's smiling at me, and you're like, God damn, man, give me that calcium. Give me that calcium, man. Give me that Sunny D. I don't think I've had Sunny D in years. I drink a lot of orange juice, but Sunny D is not orange juice, and I will die on that hill. Sunny D, is it orange? It is not orange juice. You can say that is a juice with the flavoring of orange, but it is not orange juice. That is a very important specification to make. It's like how apple juice and apple cider are not the same thing. Yes, they are both liquid drinks made of apples, but they are not the same thing. Very, very different. I could. Ooh. Now I'm in the mood for some good old apple cider, but that's really a fall drink. It's like drinking it now would be like having eggnog on the 4th of July. It's just it doesn't hit as hard, Doesn't really, and then you have like hard cider, but that's an alcoholic beverage. You can drink an alcoholic beverage all the time. You can drink a hard Mountain Dew at noon if you really wanted. I'm not condoning that. I'm not supporting that. I'm just saying you could. Now I'm also in the mood for some of that Sunny D-Light, man. That Sunny Dylan. Just a solid drink. I need to be getting into some more snacks because I have this bad habit of just eating the same stuff over and over and over again. I need to really branch out. This goes back to what I was talking about cooking. I need to branch out into some new foods, man. Can't keep eating fucking cheese. I love cheese, but I need to broaden my horizons, if you will. I need to sort of get out there and expose myself to different foods, different cultures, even, because, you know, for some people, food is culture, you know? Like, obviously, there's different. What am I getting at? I need to eat better, is what I'm getting at. I want to have. I'm a picky eater and I want to quit, is what I'm getting at. I used to be a lot pickier. I used to be a little bastard, and I'm getting better, but I could get better. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe try some Indian food sometime. I've had Indian before. I wasn't really a fan of it, but maybe I could try it again. Maybe this time, maybe I just didn't have the right Indian food, you know? Maybe I just had a bad experience, you know? It's okay to try again, you know? You shouldn't just give up on something. Obviously, you have to give up at some point. Like, if you keep doing it over and over and over again, that's like, bashing your head against the wall. That's the definition of insanity. You do the same thing over and over, expecting different results. But, I only did it I only ate Indian food like once or twice. I could go for maybe 5 more times. I have a lot of, I want to travel and eat food, because I feel like I've just been sort of, I've never left the country of the U.S. of A. And I think that there's a lot of good foods and a lot of good cultures out there that I can absorb and just sort of enjoy. One of these days I am going to Japan. That is one of my big goals in life, is to get to Japan at least once. Other than that, I mean, I don't know. I'd like maybe France. They're interesting. Greece. There's just a lot of cool places out there that have a lot of cool history to them, and they got a lot of good food. Is what it mainly comes down to, is the food. I'm of the opinion, I've never had ramen from a Japanese ramen shop, but I'm of the opinion that the worst ramen shop in Japan is probably still better than the best ramen shop in the United States. I cannot prove that. I have no evidence of that. That is my headcanon at the moment. And I'm sure that's the opinion of a lot of people who actually do have evidence to, back up that claim. I've eaten a lot of ramen in my time, and I feel like, obviously not from a restaurant, but like, just the microwavable stuff. And I'm just like, surely this gets better. Surely there is a level of ramen that I am not reaching, because my coddled American brain just can't even comprehend it. But yeah, I'd love to get out there and try some new foods from different cultures. I've also been really wanting to go to an arcade recently. I don't know what's up with that, but I've been really wanting to just sort of gamble. Because that's what arcades are. They are gambling dens for kids. Gambling dens for kids. There is no difference between an arcade and a casino. I'm just saying it now. I want to gamble. I'm not going to, but I want to. It's kind of like how I want $1 million, but I'm never going to get $1 million, It's just those naggings in the back of your head, man. They're like, hey, but pick me. You want to get all 7 on the machine. You like the bright lights. You like all those bright lights on the machine. You like the funny noises. You like seeing the 3 cherries lined up. You like seeing the uh, snake eyes. That's another gambling reference. I don't know. I've just been really wanting to go to an arcade and maybe, I don't know, sort of mark my name in history. Like that episode of Regular Show where they get the high score on the machine up against the giant head guy. Gary Bobby Ferguson. Was that it? Garrett Bobby Ferguson. That's who it was. From Regular Show. They apparently took Regular Show off of Max, which is a travesty. Regular Show is definitely in my top 10 sort of cartoons, you know? Cartoons from my childhood. You know? Definitely not top 5, but definitely top 10. Top 5 would have to be, I don't know, Pokemon. You got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, dude. Digimon. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Digimon. But I fucking loved Digimon as a kid. Digimon is what got me into Pokemon. And I just became a bigger fan of Pokemon than I did Digimon. But that's a story for another day. Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, dude. One of the craziest openings to a cartoon ever. Freaking banger. Just a lot of great cartoons from my childhood that I would not mind sitting down and rewatching. It's very unfortunate because when it comes to a lot of these cartoons, usually they get canceled very early, and then they're just like, whatever. Time to release a show that sucks. Like, I'm pretty sure Avengers, like, they had a bunch of seasons planned, but then I think it was Disney XD just sort of pulled the plug on it. And it's very disappointing because the Avengers show that we got after it was terrible. It was terrible. And God, Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes was such a good show. You really hate to see it happen. You really hate to see a show like that, just sort of get thrown in the bin. What else? What's another good... Oh, I'm an idiot. Gravity Falls. Solid show. Like, I don't know of anything negative to say about Gravity Falls, dude. I that's just an enjoyable experience. The first few seasons of SpongeBob. I mean, even the later seasons have some of those episodes that are just sort of iconic, you know. Me and my buddies were talking about this a couple while back, like what the best episode of SpongeBob was. And there's just so many acceptable answers to that question because a lot of those episodes are just so iconic and deeply beloved by many, many people. I mean, you got the Hook episode, you got Sailor Mouth. I always liked the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy ones. Those were always my favorites. I liked Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. I'm putting my foot down. The chocolate episode. I mean, just a lot of good episodes from SpongeBob. Unfortunately, Like, a lot of shows got shafted because Nickelodeon just, rather than make airtime for these other shows, they'd rather just play reruns of SpongeBob. And on one hand, I get it. That's their most popular show, but also a lot of these other shows are beloved. So it's kind of like, you know, what the flip, man. And I'm tired. My throat's a little scratchy. I think I have popcorn lung from my vape. I'm gonna head out for today. I'm gonna head out into the world. Maybe do a jog. Probably not, but maybe. And you know what? I'll see you on the next episode, the next episode of the Toddcast. And I will see you later. And bye. I swallowed a flat.